I've never experienced it, but am I nervous about it? Yeah. Crystal and I have talked about this before, because when they're cracking down on pro-Palestine protesters, like, who are some of the loudest, most open anti-Israel, anti-genocide voices in the country, right? Like, I don't know if anybody's covered it. Like, the amount of hours I've done of detailed coverage of the genocide, right, and saying the things I've said. Netanyahu is a terrorist. Israel is a terrorist state. These people need to be locked up. We need to sanction, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, it is a concern. And I think Hasan just got a little bit of a dose of the new America there, that these people, they don't care. Like, they don't care about the Constitution. They don't care about due process. They don't care about what they're legally allowed to do or not allowed to do. They do something, and then the courts have to play catch up. And then the court might say something, and they could just blow it off, which is what they've been doing. And so, yeah, I mean, in the position I'm in, and many of us are in, like, you'd be sort of crazy not to at least have the conversation about, hey, should we maybe rent a place that's not in the United States if the shit hits the fan? They've arrested judges. Now they've arrested the mayor of Newark, a Democratic politician. They've blown off a 9-0 Supreme Court ruling. We see the nightmare stories of these innocent people being locked in a gulag in El Salvador with no due process. I don't know what else they would have to do to make people sort of wake up and realize this can literally happen to any of us at any time. And so with Hasan in particular, I'm not surprised they did that. And in all seriousness, I mean, I know it sounds crazy to say this, but he should almost feel lucky that they didn't just fucking lock his ass up and deal with the consequences later. Like, if he were to be disappeared, what would happen? We get the same sort of news coverage around Kilmar Abrego Garcia, but here we are today. Kilmar still hasn't been released, and they still got him locked up. And nobody.
He's not wrong. But it would be a severe escalation. It would be a severe escalation from the administration, because not only am I an American citizen born on U.S. soil, but I'm also an American citizen born on U.S. soil that has a public profile, a large public profile, which I think is the reason why the backlash would be far more intense. And I think the Trump administration knows that as well, for the record. I think they understand stuff like that. Part of the reason why the DHS actually chose the reply to this to say, oh, we didn't target him for his political opinions, is for that reason, because they are worried about backlash if there is news coverage, more and more news coverage that comes out saying that this is a specific and deliberate targeting of people's political opinions. That will cause a lot more anger and resentment from the normies, average people that aren't paying close attention to what the fuck's going on. Does that make sense?